and lemons, and the whole thing is just a whole thing. Real commitment. Stephen, she could see, was playing an online pool game on his phone. She watched as the cue ball followed the black into the bottom left corner pocket. Shit, he said. She looked at the television. Local news. Someone had been stabbed, but not in their immediate vicinity. "Oh my God, that's the biggest spider I've ever seen," she said. The spider had emerged from under the pine television table, its legs offensively thick, knees arching above its head. It paused in the middle of the room as if taking in the new information. "It's like a classic childhood spider," said Emily. "We're barely in here at night. It's probably his domain now." Stephen looked up and then went back to his phone. "Just leave it," he said. "It'll scuttle away." "No, we need to establish a boundary," said Emily. "Set a precedent." She stood and picked up an abandoned mug from the bookcase, but it still had dregs of tea in it from the morning. "Ugh," she said, and put it back. "Where are you going?" In the kitchen, she selected a mug embossed with a stylized Dutch cityscape, returned to the living room, and looked around irritably. The books were too thick, and the postcards were too narrow. In the drawer, she found a 5th birthday card for Matty from last year. Treading as softly as she could, Emily circled the spider, approached it from behind, and gently but swiftly brought the mug down on top of it. One of its legs protruded from the rim like a rogue hair, but disappeared when she slid the card underneath. She carefully picked up the trap. "Could you open the—" said Emily. "Never mind." She held the card, spider, and mug to her stomach with one hand and opened the high window with the other, then lifted the card and mug above her head, slowly, as if performing a religious ritual. Once her arms were outside, she shook them both hard. It was too dark to assess the situation, so, still holding it at full extension, she turned the mug to face her, screamed, and dropped it out of the window so that it smashed on the tarmac. "Emily, what the hell?" "I'm sorry," she said. "I'm sorry. It didn't come out of the mug and I panicked. I'll deal with it in the morning." "Since when do you scream like that?" said Stephen. "You'll wake up the boys." "Fuck's sake," said Emily, looking out of the window. "I loved that mug." "Do you want me to—" "Actually, would you?" said Emily. "They could cut themselves." Stephen sighed and left the room. He came back holding a dustpan and brush, wearing a coat over his pyjamas and flip-flops over his socks. "Strong look," said Emily. She put on her coat as she listened to Stephen scraping up the pieces of mug from the path. Then she walked through the front door and stepped around him. "I'm going to take a walk." "You're what?" "Just around the block." "We don't live on a block." She walked to the edge of the estate, where a shoulder-height fence with no gate gave onto a tantalising copse of silver birches. In the half-moonlight, it looked like a lino cut of a forest. She called her mother. "I'm sorry, Mum. Are you awake?" Always well-calibrated, her mother quickly interrupted the pleasantries and asked her what was wrong. Had she ever, Emily asked, staring above the pines, felt lonely? "Of course." "But in your marriage," Emily said. "Irritable, maybe," her mother said. "Sometimes for months." "He barely talks to me," said Emily. "And when he does, it's like he's desperate for it to be over." Was there anything, her mother asked, that she wasn't telling her? There wasn't, Emily said. She told her everything. She knew that. "And you're feeling okay?" "I'm feeling confused and sad." "In a way that—" "Topically, I'm rationally and legitimately confused and sad." Yes, I understand, darling." Her mother went silent long enough that Emily wondered if she'd lost signal and took the phone away from her ear. Then her mother said, "Sweetheart, sometimes you need to count your blessings. I don't say that lightly. I'm not dismissing the way you feel. You have a husband who loves you, who loves the children, who doesn't drink, or not much anyway, and who doesn't gamble. Sometimes you're going to feel bored and lonely, because that's what being alive is like. There are going to be whole epochs of your life which are like that, and you have to learn how to weather them." "Okay," Emily said. "There, you see?" her mother said. "That's the spirit. Okay." She lay in bed next to Matty, staring.